Senate pledges to fast-track consideration and passage of 2026 to 2028 medium-term expenditure framework. People's Democratic Party presents certificate of return to candidate in 2026 Ekiti governorship election. Nigeria partners West African countries to combat transboundary animal diseases. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24, live from Abuja. I am Ikaria Clinton. Senate has resolved to fast-track the consideration and passage of the 2026-2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, MTEF-FSP, transmitted by President Tinubu. Meeting of the Federal Executive Council. Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, after reading the executive communication at the commencement of Thursday's plenary, referred it to the Senate Committee on Finance for further legislative action.
As the 2026 budget of the federal government will be prepared based on the parameters and fiscal assumptions of the approved 2026 to 2028 MTEF and FSP, I seek
incident mirrors similar occurrence in Donglaru, Kadamchi, Zoruwe, Shafaron communities in 2017, where civilians suffered at the hands of security personnel without any meaningful investigation, prosecution, or compensation, suggesting a troubling pattern of impunity. Condemns in strong terms the killings of unarmed civilians, which is inhuman, unjustifiable, and constitutes a gross violation of fundamental human rights guarantee under the Constitution of Nigeria.
The House Committees on Human Rights, Defense and Internal Security were mandated to undertake a fact-finding mission to Lamurde local government area of Adamawa State and report their findings back to the House within 2 weeks. Nigeria and other West African states are on the right path toward eradicating pes de petite ruminants, PPR, and other transboundary animal diseases. This development comes as experts from across West Africa converge in Abuja for a 3-day regional training aimed at strengthening surveillance capacities and improving coordinated response mechanisms. Yusuf Jika reports.
Pes de petite ruminants (PPR) is a viral disease affecting sheep and goats. It is highly contagious and often fatal, posing a serious threat to food security and livelihoods across West Africa. At a gathering of regional experts in Abuja, participants expressed renewed commitment to ending the scourge through shared knowledge and coordinated action. The focus is on shifting decisively from reactive, event-driven responses to predictive, risk-based and analytics-driven surveillance systems.
In recent years, our focus has been on strengthening the National Animal Disease Information System to improve reporting from across the Federation, enhance laboratory field collaboration under the One Health approach, and work closely with ECOWAS, RAC, AU-IBA, FAO, and WOA to align national actions with continental strategies.
The convergence today is across the countries in the Sahel and then West African countries. And we're trying to see how, together we can build capacities and knowledge of experts.
In another development, women have been encouraged to continue building livestock enterprises that empower them, strengthen households, and enhance Nigeria's food security. At an event organized by the African Women in Animal Resources, Farming and Agribusiness Network in collaboration with the African Union Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, stakeholders emphasized that women remain vital to the ongoing transformation of the livestock industry. The workshop had as its theme, creation of tangible and sustainable impact for women's economic empowerment. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
The Nigerian Women Trust Fund, in collaboration with the Nigerian Communications Commission, has marked the end of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. This was demonstrated through a walk from the NCC office to the Unity Fountain, Abuja. The work forms a central part of NWTF's activities under the 2025 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, with a dedicated focus on digital violence, human rights protection, and strengthening collective advocacy to eliminate violence against women and girls.
This year's theme is End Digital Violence Against Women and Girls. So we are calling on everyone to join us to raise their voices, raise awareness, and let people know the harm that digital violence is causing on women and girls in this country.
Stakeholders are the work cut across partners, mentees, advocates, and media to reinforce national commitment to safeguarding the rights, safety, and dignity of women and girls in Nigeria. The Coalition for Better Women in Africa, CBW Africa, has revealed its 2-year strategic plan at its 2025 annual general meeting held in Abuja. The meeting brought together development partners, women leaders, and policymakers to access progress and chart a new direction for women's empowerment across the continent. Theresa Osata Shenam reports.
From the representative leadership, access to finance, safeguarding rights and well-being of women across the continent, Commonwealth Business Women Africa believes that the last 2 years have been eventful, a journey of lessons, impact and renewed commitment. Members from across Africa gathered for the 2025 annual general meeting to review the progress and redefine their priorities.
The women are building businesses. It's beyond learning. It's an activity. It's a lifestyle. It's a voice. It's a movement.
We introduce them to where they can get soft loans so that they can be responsible and move on with their businesses. That is our plan for the first quarter of next year.
At the heart of this annual general meeting is a detailed review of Commonwealth Business Women Africa 5-year strategy blueprint launch to strengthen women's economic empowerment.
Research has shown that it takes about 500 years for plastics to decompose or biodegrade, and improper disposal of these plastics often have some health implications, negative effects, as well as harmful impacts, not just on wildlife, but also marine ecosystem and human health. The Digital Peers International, DPI, believes that educating the public and getting them aware of these impacts of the use of plastics can help them adopt other alternatives and help combat plastic waste in Nigeria. The youth who are ICT savvy are the engine of this project.
To make people use paper or make them use jute bags that can biodegrade. And then again, you will discover that in other ways, when the plastics have been formed and when they've been used to a point, you can recover the materials and use them for other things. So that's the beauty of it, as people now generate the different solutions and ideas that will make the difference in the use of plastics.
We are looking at reusing, we are looking at replacing, we are looking at reducing the use of plastics. Then, with that, those are ideas that they will be generating. In generating the ideas, we also
of the party in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf tells us more.
Your Excellency.
We must make sacrifice to bring the glory of our party back. We must make sacrifice to change the way things are being done in PDP.
Meeting with other strategic organs and stakeholders of the party continues. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports when we come back.
Bathy Furniture's legendary final sale of the year is here. This festive season, enjoy extra savings.
Education, research and services that will promote health of individuals and communities. Dr. Alabi reports that the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Akim Lasisi, gave the assurance in Ilarogun ahead of a grand inauguration of the institution's projects by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa.
Federal University of Health Sciences, Ilarogun, came into limelight in 2021 and commenced academic session in 2022 as a specialized institution focusing on health, nutrition, and medical sciences. The university, as envisioned like others by the federal government, is laying foundation for building national preparedness and resilience to address health challenges and reduce medical tourism. For the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Akim Lasisi, it's been 3 years of working on the master plan in erecting buildings, sitting on the 477.88 hectares of land, where about 3,000 students are now pursuing 13 accredited programs.
All these structures you are seeing, from the gates to the road to the health center to this, all these structures you are seeing, the foundation is back on his chest.
And the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, is expected to inaugurate some of the completed legacy projects, including the Senate building, library, laboratories, and some of the faculties.
Anytime I look around and I drive around the campus, I always feel within me deep gratitude to God.